What's good, y'all? So in this video, I'm gonna be reacting to deleted. Diddy tried to booty. All right, Terrence Howard. Okay. I wonder how. Why do we know this? How do we know this? Did Terrence say it? Oh God. I guess we're gonna see. Let's just get into it.
Puffy invited me for weeks, asking me to come and teach him how to, wanted me to be his acting coach for a while. So then my assistant was like, he wants to hang out with you next week. And I was like, for what? He's like, I think he's trying to f you. He's trying to f you.
911. Officer, right there.
He's trying to f you.
Don't let your gooner thoughts win, dog.
No build-up warning at all. Just
Was that Kyrie? He's streaming too. Everyone's streaming now. All right.
try to fuck me. I could have went my entire boring life without knowing this information. Diddy the for real booty snatcher. He's snatching cakes left and right. At this point, I fear for everyone that's locked down with him. You know he's snatching everybody's cupcake. He's taking their cupcakes. Nobody's safe. I'm telling you, Diddy got some inmates on payroll, doing the muscle while he out here collecting cheeks like they're Pokemon cards. Gotta clap them all.
Oh my God.
Do you love me, baby?
So Terrence Howard hit the
Oh,
PBD
shit.
podcast. Damn.
He really just saved y'all because I was about to hit that shit. Okay, unapologetically too.
Went on this
PB&J.
podcast and just out of nowhere was like, yeah, did he try to clap my cheeks? Pause. Just trauma dumping it on all of us out of nowhere, like we asked for.
He said, I've been scared. I've been scared this whole time. Okay. Now that he's locked up and it seems like there is no point that he's going to get out, I'm ready to tell my story. That's what it seemed like.
Or blink. And with all the heat on Diddy right now, yeah, this interview hits a little different. So he starts this part of the interview talking about how celebrities cope with the humiliation rituals, all the freaky shit that they're willing to do for success in Hollywood.
You got to take drugs. You're going through so much to try and deal with life. You are literally, it's an unhealthy space. And so eventually you're going to go too far.
Being intoxicated can't erase that kind of nightmare. It's not even worth it. No amount of money or success in the world will ever make me become a Super Smash Brother. It's not happening. It's probably why I'm broke.
Is this his real voice? It don't sound like he's using that thing.
It's not happening. It's probably why I'm broke now.
There's a lot of things that people do that
he might be. I don't know, because I've reacted to some of his videos and it automatically gets yellow marked. So if I'm not getting paid, I don't know, maybe he can pay. But I agree with him. I'm not doing shit for money. But I remember I said this story before, so I'm going to say it again. Okay? If you're watching this, to the men who decided to do this to me or attempt, what's popping? Anyways, so this dude was like,
on Instagram, he was like, I'll pay you to come kick me in a chimichangas. And I was like, you're trying to kill me? Because that's what that translates to. I don't know. I'm not really understanding why you would pay me to do something like that. I don't know. Just all you have to do is just kick me. Kick me. I was like, if you think, I said, I don't care what the price is. I don't care what the price is. If you think I'm about to come to your establishment, I mean, your residence, walk up in there and let you close and lock that door behind me, to do that, you got the game messed completely up. I'm not gonna lie to you. Don't ever try that with me. No, ma'am. You will end up. I don't play that. I'm not gonna lie. Don't, no. So, in fact, I did not. I blocked him. And he came back with a different profile. I said, oh, you're crazy. And you want me to get them mofos on your ass because you won't leave my ass alone. Leave me alone now. But no, if you ask me to do some weird stuff like that, I'm thinking you're trying to get me up out of here. Period. What is that about? You want some like some criminal minds weirdo? You probably got 18 other mofos in your shit in the bottom of the basement, and I'm not going.
But when you lose your man card, That's the only thing I can think of. You lose your damn man card.
What's that?
What do you mean by that?
Stop it. You know what that man was talking about. This dude over here baiting
When you get
Terrence Howard to get
messed
into
with in the butt or
details.
something?
If you don't know what your man card is, you probably know what it just makes sense.
This is why you probably not getting paid. What the fuck did I just see on my? I'm not going back.
Give up your ability, your right to being a man. A man don't take it, a man gives it. So when you give up that man card, you don't get that back.
Are you saying what I think you're saying?
Now I'm saying what I'm saying. You don't get that back. You come into this world as a man one time.
So this is clearly not against anyone who's a part of the Alphabet crew. And I don't want to
I'm
get
so sick of him, bro. He had one video that I reacted to that he kept saying the Rainbow Brigade, the shit. I'm like, man, shut up. Shut up. I am part of the Alphabet crew, by the way. I'm the B in the LGBT. Brother.
about SA. The whole idea of manhood, what Terrence Howard is saying, it hits different when you look at it from the mind of a cis straight guy. Masculinity and control ain't just vibes, it's their whole damn identity. So when another man tries to snatch that away, especially without consent, through manipulation or force, that ain't just uncomfortable, that's mentally shattering. It's not about attraction, it's about violation. Feeling like your manhood got ripped from you, like someone reached into your soul.
And that's why you gotta rip their Adam's apple out.
Pride spiral him into an identity crisis, because it's not just assault, it's a full-blown psychological nuke that will haunt any man internally for the rest of their lives.
You give up that right for anything, for fear of being hurt, fear of somebody doing something, for wanting to gain something. When you give up that man card right, you lose some spiritual energy that has always been pushing through. Like if a woman gives up her womanly right of being a mother and taking care of her family and do all those things. When you give up those things, I've never seen somebody recover from it. That was all the people that went to the Puffy party. That was all the people that did all those things thinking that there was never gonna be a consequence for what they were doing. Got punked out and pimped out by some greater desire. You shouldn't have a greater desire than being a man. So I believe that's a big problem with a lot of the actors out there.
I also feel like though that there's other things that come into play when you're talking about being a man and not being a bitch. Okay, because some of these men are bitches. I'm just gonna say some people are just bitches. You feel me? But like nobody talks about that shit. You feel me? Even the alphas, some of them alpha mofos, all that yelling and shit. That's some shit. I ain't gonna lie. Talking about physically taking that shit, and that is terrible. That is actually, I don't play with that the assault stuff. That's why he is where he is at. Okay, and I'm not trying to speak a certain way, but unless he's in a one man cell, I don't know what's going on in there.
Because they get fluid, and next thing you know, once it go fluid, it's gone. You don't have any foundation to pull yourself back from.
Wait,
maintain your man card, no matter what.
Nah, cause this got me sick for real. It's disturbing. It's gross. I mean, yeah, I'm quick to say they asked for that life, but then again, some of them were just trying to survive. Yeah, a few might be greedy or cloud chasing,
So dirty
sure,
bathroom.
but a lot of these people, they come from nothing. They just trying to get their fam out the hood. Easy to prey on someone who's that desperate and broken and just wants a damn chance. All it takes is a fake promise, some drugs, a little manipulation, and then boom.
I think that's the main thing is when they found the baby oil like laced. I mean, if you were under the influence, anything that happened to you was, I'm just being real. Like, I don't think you can be like, oh, this person's nasty. If they were drugged and did something, I don't know. It gets messy, but
doing anything. I guess they think the shit is just some fear factor challenge. Like,
ew,
take
what
this
the
and
fuck
shut
is
up,
that?
you'll be rich. So they're like, whatever.
What the hell was
shit.
that?
But that type of shit
What
don't
the hell
go
was
away.
it?
It doesn't. That trauma sticks. And Diddy, he knew exactly what he was doing. Allegedly. If he was on that time, he clocked that desperation and used it like a cheat code. That's sick. That's calculated.
So you see some guys struggling with that. You see Bieber struggling with that. You see some of these guys struggling with that.
They can't get it out of their head. They can't get it out of their head.
Hey, man, You dead ass wrong for throwing Bieber into that convo. Why does he keep baiting Terrence? He over here baiting Terrence into outing someone else's trauma. That's not even his to speak
Because
on. That's hella
he's a
weird.
reporter.
Cause I'm not the type to speculate on another man's manhood. I can't do that. I know a lot of people want to speculate things about Justin Bieber. I'm not. Until Bieber says something himself, I'm not gonna assume his back was blown out. That's why
I don't think that's what. I don't know. I think it's kind of common knowledge that something happened. Whether or not he was just violent towards him, whatever it was, it's clear in body language and videos and the weird stuff that has been shown. Um, so I don't, I don't exactly know, but I know that the reporter probably he's trying to get as much info out of him as possible so that it can go viral type of thing. Um, but yeah, whatever.
disrespectful. Let that man tell his own story.
The things that they did, no matter how they did it, whether they were drunk or high or whatever, you gave up your man card. You need therapy. And that's the thing that hurts them the most. And so they end up on drugs, end up every way to try and get rid of any principles there are. And that's what the business does. And the women that trade their bodies to go and get the role, they get to the point where they have their Oscar, they have their money, but they don't have their dream. They don't have the soul that they started with. So it's like achieving don't mean anything.
And it didn't
Talk
mean
about
shit.
it.
What's clout or cash if you gotta unalive your own identity to get it? If your whole mental state is obliterated just to make it, you ain't winning. You're just slowly erasing yourself. That ain't success, that's spiritual bankruptcy. You didn't
Talk
level
about
up,
it.
you sold your soul on clearance. And it's final sale. There's no returns.
If I get all the Nobel Prizes from doing all of this, but in the process I have to trade out all of my integrity to do it so that they can stay in place, what benefit is that if I lose my integrity? You got to go in as a principal. And
I was just analyzing the outfit. Is this a hooded shirt with a hat on? I'm just being unserious right now. Okay. Because he's really talking some real stuff, and I'm over here focused on his outfit with a cardigan.
we were brought in here as men. We produce 1,500 sperm per heartbeat for a reason, because the aggression is necessary. You don't trade that in, no matter what.
Terrence is crazy for bringing up sperm count like that. Bruh really said, my balls work overtime. I make life. I got kids to plant. I'm not for the kids to swim in. He said, what do I look like, a human daycare?
Did you ever have the opportunity where you got invited and you said no to it?
Hell yeah.
What was the
Hell
consequences
yeah.
when you said no?
Puffy invited me for weeks, asking me to come and teach him how to, wanted me to be his acting coach for a while. Go there and he's sitting around just looking. I'm like, okay, what's the material you want to work on? He's just looking at me.
Diddy had that man on the menu like he was a damn Wagyu steak. Just sitting there staring like he was trying to telepathically marinate Terrence. Just
Ew.
full on predator mode. Bro was looking at him like he's the last glizzy at the cookout. And I can't unsee it. I can't. Hey, and who can forget that one clip of Diddy when he was a judge at a contestant show and was just staring at bruh. Staring at him for hella long. Yeah, now I look at that clip differently.
Then next thing you know, okay, hey, will you help me? I want to hear your music. So I come over there and I play the music. And he's sitting there, just looking at me, waiting. Okay. So then my assistant was like, he wants to hang out with you next week. And I was like, for what? He's like, I think he's trying to fuck you. That's what my assistant said. And I was like, oh, okay.
Hey, this is the face of everybody in they damn mama right now. Don't even worry
Oh,
about
no,
it. We are
no,
all in distraught and disbelief.
I'm
We
not
did
in
not
anything.
want to hear this.
I'm not in any disbelief. I am not shocked. As soon as the first set of allegations came out about that man, I was like, yeah, he probably did do it. He always gave me something. I could never pinpoint, but it was something. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just when when somebody just feel off, you can't pinpoint, you low key feel like you kind of being mean because you don't like this mofo, but it's something, and you just like you can't figure it out. I did nothing surprised me.
So now no more communication. Now you know to be hands off with somebody. A number of producers come in to make the approach, and you threaten to punch them in the mouth threaten to knock their head off for talking to you like, or
That's
looking at
Lucius
you
right
like
there.
you're a woman.
I mean, for real, this is insane. If Diddy was bold enough to try this on Terrence Howard at the height of his career, imagine the bodies we didn't hear from. The ones who buckled, folded, stayed quiet, because they didn't have the fame, the money, or the platform. Terrence ain't some washed up Z-lister clout chaser. This man was an A-list actor in his prime, and he's painting a picture of straight up manipulation tactics from one of the most powerful names in the industry. This is the first real celebrity testimony, by the way. I mean, besides Cassie, it's mind-blowing. And not the kind of blowing that Diddy's allegedly into either. Get him! Let's be real. Even some of the famous ones probably folded too. Took the check, took the silence, swallowed the shame, all for access to the next level money and power. And speaking out would have meant full-on humiliation, a career crash, getting clowned online. So they kept quiet and let that trauma rot their insides. What Terrence just exposed wasn't just a moment, it's a whole damn system.
You know, when you approach a real man about his masculinity, you're going to get a real reaction back. It's a difference when a guy walks in a room and when a man walks into a room. And a man don't take the same things that a guy will accept. So always be the man in the room. And that's always been my whole thing, and have lost businesses because I don't bend over in that way.
What? What? Um, like I said, I think being a man is more than just that. Because you can not take it, I guess, and still be a bitch. So I don't know. This is interesting perspective to me.
I don't compromise. I don't play gay roles. I don't kiss a man. I don't do that shit
Oh,
because the
oh,
man card means everything.
oh.
Exactly. At the end of the day, the only thing you really own is your self-respect. And Terrence made it crystal clear. He wasn't about to trade his soul for a check. No amount of fame or power was worth compromising who he is. He stood 10 toes down on his morals. And that says a lot in the industry that'll chew you up and spit you out if you don't play along right. Terrence is real as hell. He didn't fold or flinch. He chose peace of mind over a price tag. That's what loving yourself looked like. Hey, and I ain't gonna hold, I heard Terrence Howard used to catch heat for being an asshole on set. It's known that Marvel dropped him from Iron Man and gave his role away to Don Cheadle, cause they claimed he was too demanding, had an attitude, and was hard to work with. But honestly, man, if Hollywood's crawling with creepy execs who sniff out vulnerability like sharks, I don't blame him for being on edge. Terrence probably wasn't trying to be difficult, but he was setting boundaries, showing that he was his own boss, not giving off come test me energy. And yeah, it obviously cost him a fat ass Marvel check and a lead role into a $1 billion franchise. But that's a trade-off some people are willing to make to keep their soul intact. Could he have handled it better? Yeah, of course. But with the amount of weird power games and manipulation stories coming out of Hollywood lately, I get why someone could act extra guarded. Sometimes having an attitude is just the armor you wear to keep predators away. And now that I really think about the shit, after Disney dropped him from Iron Man, it kind of felt like Hollywood low-key blackballed him. Dude was booked and busy with back-to-back movies. Then boom, nothing. His momentum just vanished right after that firing. It's like once Marvel cut ties with him, the whole industry ghosted him.
Are you done with Hollywood because of
No,
this
I
specific
mean,
reason?
I'm still working. I still, you know, I haven't made the money necessary to do all of the other stuff. So I still have to go and do the Chitlin circuit. I still have to do the job that I need to. But eventually, I've done what I set out to do, which was to redefine the universe. I've proven what I've set out to do, and
Okay.
that's why I have all the patents. Whether they evaluate it or not, that's up to them. But I've done the work and finished it. Now I can go on and do whatever else we need to do.
And hey, I got real respect for Terrence Howard after this interview. He told a vulnerable, low-key, humiliating story without flinching. Because who wants to openly admit that Diddy tried to get they booty? No one wants to talk about that. He did it without hesitation, no sugarcoating, and through it all he kept his pride, didn't fold, didn't let anyone strip him of who he is. And he had a clean-ass acting run too. Been in some of the coldest movie lineups out. Say what you want, but he already cemented his name in the game. That's something to be proud of regardless.
And he was on
I will say I
Empire.
don't like how some people are coming out now to say something. Now that
Why? He's locked up. he can't get no. I mean, he could, I guess, but I don't think he even wanna. You feel me? Test it, cause they on his ass. I don't blame him. If they're making Hollywood sound like this, then let's make it the exact same equivalency on the violence end and getting people up out of here. So I don't blame you. It was actually smart. You waited till bro was locked up. Now he can't say nothing. Now nobody can do nothing, or they can at least it looks a certain way if something happens to him right after this.
He's locked up, they want to say something now. I mean, unless Diddy's that powerful, which I'm guessing he is, maybe they feared for their lives. Maybe they feared that they would be blackballed. Whatever.
He got them up. Tupac and Big talking about maybe he is. He got two of the Rough Riders up out of this bitch.
Case is, it is
And who
unfortunate
else?
that everyone is
Else?
taking this long to say something. But at the end of the day, when it's
Oh,
all
okay,
said
go.
and done, I see it two ways. Yeah, these Hollywood predators are straight up foul manipulators who prey on desperation. And for the ones who weren't strong enough to say no, yeah, they're clearly victims. However, they're also grown ass adults. Terrence said no and walked away. He chose self-respect over clout. In some cases, that option was on the table for everybody, but some people took the shortcut. Even if it meant bending over and cashing in their dignity, it's messed up all the way around. If you knew what it was and still played along, that's on you. And I'm not talking about people who were unwillingly either. I know how y'all are. Y'all try to change narratives and manipulate the convo. We not doing that here. I can't stand people like y'all either, by the way. I really can't stand y'all. Y'all get on my last nerve. Always trying to like nitpick what you say and try to put words in your mouth, and yeah, we not gonna go there. We are not talking about people being held against their will. We are talking about the people who put themselves there and went along with it. Terrence did what every man should have done. Kept his soul intact and told the devil, nah, I'm good. 10 toes down on his manhood, his morals, his integrity, and his dignity. Meanwhile, others bent over for the bag and called it a career move. One kept his manhood, the rest traded theirs for a VIP pass to hell. Just
Oh
remember,
my
fame is
God.
gonna fade. It will always fade. But
What you mean?
humiliation, that shit lasts forever.
Hell, cause like they sold their souls, or hell, cause they took it in the butt. I don't know what he talking about. Well, whatever. Yeah, that's very unfortunate. Luckily that he was able to escape and get out of those types of situations, um, without having to endure anything traumatic. I mean, I guess the interaction itself could be traumatic, but actually the like the assault part, he didn't have to endure that. So, I didn't agree with every point. Obviously, I don't have to in a video, but overall, I'm again not shocked anything that Diddy is accused of for the most part. Just because I've always had a weird feeling about him, you know. And yeah, really unfortunate, but he in jail and hopefully he getting all his karma coming back. So, anyways, y'all like, comment, subscribe, follow me on Instagram, follow me on TikTok, and I'll see y'all in the next one.